Period House Interiors and Details Part 6. Here are the characteristic colours and patterns of the late Victorian, Edwardian and interwar architectural periods. The late Victorian palette was a mixture of reactions to mid-Victorian products, in particular the colours made from aniline dyes. The range made from vegetable dyes was mocked by no less than Gilbert and Sullivan as greenery yallery. Combinations of lighter colours such as terracotta, cream and rose were more common. There was a late Victorian fashion for deep friezes. A plate rail could appear in the same position. Late Victorian interiors could be as lavish as mid-Victorian, especially when the wall was subdivided into frieze, wall and dado, each with a different pattern. Deep friezes were also fashionable without a dado. The arts and crafts movement was a reaction to mid-Victorian products for typical homes, such as cylinder-printed wallpapers and carpets woven on jacquard looms. Its leader, William Morris, remained active in the applied arts until his death in 1896. While he was a young man, he turned away from fine art because, as he explained it, the applied arts had been sick unto death, and that he had been forced to produce genuine organic art to preserve the dropped line of tradition. To his credit, Morris was a master of pattern design who left a lasting legacy in wallpapers and fabrics, some of which are still available. Morris's genuine organic art had to be handmade. Other people, usually architects, designed fixtures and fittings for rich people's houses. Craftsmen were reduced to making their designs by hand. The president of the Arts and Crafts Exhibition Society, Walter Crane, tried to defend the rejection of machine-made goods and even shops by praising craftsmen. Companies like Liberty's and Heels, which catered for a wider market, probably did more to preserve standards than enterprises such as the Guild of Handicraft, the Art Workers Guild, and even Morris's own company. Commercial enterprises like Heels and Liberty's produced whole ranges of furniture and fabrics. They shared many of the values of the arts and crafts movement, such as simplicity and fitness for purpose, but they used machinery and shops. Even former members like the architect J.D. Sedding recognized that machine-made products were here to stay. Eventually, developments such as the first Ideal Home exhibition in 1908 simply left the arts and crafts movement behind. To return to typical interiors, the emphasis on sanitary products extended to sanitary papers and fabrics. These used oil-based inks so they could be cleaned with a damp cloth. Special patterns for children promoted a lighter, brighter look. Ready-made products for walls and ceilings proliferated in the form of moulded ceiling roses in fibrous plaster or heavily embossed paper facsimiles. In the 1890s, a colour we would recognise as white became available. Externally, it was used to pick out railings, fences and horizontal features. Edwardian colours became lighter because of several new products. Water-based paints known as distempers came in a whole range, including biscuit colours and greys. Edwardian oil paint was made from crushed flaxseed, also known as linseed. It was naturally matte but could be varnished to give it a gloss finish. The linseed made white enamel become a cream colour with age. As a wall finish, it required as many as 4 coats. It was used on wall panelling in Neo-Georgian interiors. But the greatest difference was electric light, which benefited the lighter range of colours. The master of Edwardian wallpaper design was C.F.A. Voysey. His designs were simpler and flatter than Morris's. He also designed textiles for companies including Liberty's. They commissioned other designers such as Silver Studio. Their art fabrics sold in Europe, where Art Nouveau was even called Le Style Liberty. The deep friezes of the period invited decoration by stenciling or frieze papers. Interwar colours continued in the lighter Edwardian vein until, during the 1920s, when the bright patterns of Art Deco found its way into homes via wallpapers, fabrics, ceramics and plastics. Shiny satins for quilts and curtains could be combined with plain wallpaper in bedrooms, but in sitting rooms plain walls were combined with pattern upholstery, one of several compromises known as moderne. In the 1930s, green, brown and orange appeared as autumn tints. Stained glass. In the late Victorian period, stained glass became available in a variety of ready-made components. These ranged from cathedral windows to bullseyes. Cathedral windows lit hall staircases. Bullseyes were a side effect of blown glass, which appeared as round details, both coloured and plain. The linear character of Art Nouveau, or New Art as English architects preferred to call it, perfectly suited the leading of stained glass. Variations of tulip, rose and heart designs appeared on upper window lights and front doors. Interwar, coloured glass designs remained popular not only around front doors but on the upper lights of bay windows. Diamonds of coloured glass featured at the junctions of the lead cames. Art Deco motifs such as chevrons, sunrise and rose were popular. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment.